Hi, fifth graders. Good afternoon. Today is Spirit Day, Sports Day, and my background is Truist Stadium in Atlanta, Georgia, because I grew up in Atlanta, and this is where the Atlanta Braves play their baseball games. And I'm an Atlanta Braves fan. I have my World Series shirt on here. I'm an Atlanta Braves fan. Watched the Braves play so many times when I was a child and into adulthood. So they're like my favorite baseball team. And thought I'd share the stadium with you. Also, I'm wearing my Carolina cap. So we love the Panthers, and this is to celebrate that team that's located in Charlotte. And we see the stadium, the Bank of America Stadium, from our school each day. Also, our Lion King pin. And that's because today, if we were in school, we would have the musical this evening, the Lion King Jr. musical at the Halton Theater at CPCC. And we hope to enjoy that musical in the future. So a shout out to the cast and crew, to all the collegiate leaders who invested time and energy in the Lion King Jr. musical, and we look forward to seeing that in the future. So you are to begin reading another book now that we finished Falcon Wild, and that book is one that I'm very excited about, and I had to order the book because I don't have that book. We actually gave all of those books to fifth graders, so I've ordered one, and hopefully it'll be here in the next couple of days, and we will start that book. In the meantime, I'm reading to you books that I have in my collection that I think you might be interested in, or ones that coordinate with some of the things you learn in school that you might be interested in. So this year in fifth grade, you studied a little bit about the Renaissance, the Reformation, medieval times. And so I have a story that's from a book, Myths and Legends. And this entire book contains stories that are myths and legends about different, let's call it periods in history, or ways to explain certain things. So this one you're probably familiar with is called The Sword in the Stone. And it is from kind of the time you would think of in the mid 1100s. All right, so here we go. It was Christmas. The squabbling barons and knights who had been fighting and feuding ever since the death of old King Uther Pendragon were gathered together in London's great church. They had been summoned by the enchanter Merlin, a wild figure who had been King Uther's chief advisor. No one knew why they were there. When they came out of the church, they saw in the churchyard a mighty sword sticking through a metal anvil into a huge block of marble. On the stone were the words, "Whoever pulls the sword from this stone is the rightful king of all England." Every one of the barons and knights thought he should be king. They all tugged and wrenched at the sword, but none of them could budge it. At last, they all gave up. It was announced that on New Year's Day, a tournament would be held. There would be jousting and feasting afterward. Anyone with a claim to the throne could try again to pull the sword from the stone. People came from all over the country to take part in the tournament. Among them were a North Country knight, Sir Ector, and his sons, proud Sir Kay and his young brother, Arthur. Kay was so excited about taking part in his first tournament that he forgot his sword. He did not realize his mistake until they had arrived at the jousting field. "Go and fetch my sword from our lodgings," he told Arthur, "and hurry up." Arthur rode as fast as he could back to the lodging house, but everyone was out and it was locked up. Kay had a nasty temper, and Arthur didn't want to have to tell him that he could not find his sword. So when he saw a sword sticking out of a stone in the churchyard, he decided to borrow it. He quickly pulled out the sword and took it with him. As soon as Sir Kay saw the sword, he knew it was the sword from the churchyard. He took it to Sir Ector, saying, "Father, look, I have pulled the sword from the stone. I must be the rightful king." Sir Ector took Sir Kay and Arthur back to the churchyard. "Now," he said, "tell me again, Kay, how you got this sword." Kay could not look his father in the eye. "Father, my brother Arthur brought it to me." Then Sir Ector asked Arthur, "How did you come by this sword?" "I hope I haven't done wrong," said Arthur. Kay had forgotten his sword, and this one was sticking out of the stone. "I only borrowed it. Let me put it back." And Arthur pushed the sword back through the anvil into the stone. Sir Ector seized the hilt and pulled with all his strength. The sword resisted him. Then Sir Kay tried, and still the sword would not move. But when Arthur took hold of the sword, it answered to his hand and slid out of the stone like silk. Sir Ector knelt down. "Father, why are you kneeling?" asked Arthur. "I am not your father," confessed Sir Ector, "though I love you like a son. You were brought to my door one stormy night, a little squalling baby in the arms of Merlin, the wizard, the dream maker. And now I understand that you must be the son of King Uther Pendragon and the rightful king of all England." And so it was that boy Arthur, who was not even yet a knight, was acclaimed the King of England by the people. For try as they might, no one else could ever shift the sword from the stone. King Arthur, and with Sir Kay at his right hand and Merlin at his left, set about bringing peace to the country. He married a beautiful woman, Guinevere, established his castle at Camelot, and founded the Order of the Knights of the Round Table. There were 150 seats at that table, and whenever a knight was worthy of sitting there, his name would appear by Merlin's magic on his seat. Many famous knights came to sit at the Round Table in Camelot, including Sir Gawain, Sir Percival, Sir Lancelot, and Sir Galahad, the most perfect knight of them all. Their adventures in the cause of goodwill be told and retold forever, because these were the finest of all the noble knights who ever lived. The Sword in the Stone. Hope you enjoyed that legend from this book. Take care, champions. We miss seeing you. We want you to take care of yourselves, and I'll see you a little later. Bye now.